Hello, my name is Laura Houston, and we're going to take a little look at the benefits of using a question for a tarot reading. Some readers may prefer to just lay a reading down and ask for the general guidance, and some people prefer to have a question because they feel it will help with focusing the energy and direction and ultimately help with the accuracy. I suppose the important aspect of this is whether we actually need a question. I know in the past when I've given readings at home for clients, quite often I've noticed a preference for not giving me a question to follow. They'd rather I lay the cards down and see what comes out. It's almost as if they feel their question's going to lead me a little bit. But I do explain to them that the point of a question is to be able to offer them more specific insight. So there's 3 types of questions, kind of classifying them. One is a general, one is a closed, and an open question. Each will give a different reading in a different kind of spectrum. If we're asked a general question, then we're going to be given a general answer in response. A closed question will give a much shorter response. It's going to give a more defined answer. Under this umbrella, we would be looking at timing and yes and no answers, which are absolutely fine, but they don't tend to come with the same degree of guidance as an open question would allow. I find an open question helpful because it gives us a much broader insight and a broader viewpoint. So looking at a reading that we've got up now, I'm just wondering whether we could rephrase this to give us more specific guidance. When may be the right time to enter a serious long-term relationship? The cards that were laid were the 10 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. Personally, I think it's a really good lay of cards and would give the client or the questioner a lot of useful guidance and insight. I would kind of basically interpret this as the 10 of Pentacles is saying that when the individual has some security behind them and stability and like having some savings in the bank or a good job that they're settled in, and then maybe do a little bit of exploring with the 3 of Wands, just experience a little bit of life. And the 4 of Wands then brings us to the point where we want to maybe settle a little bit. Now, when either writing out an interpretation or giving an interpretation to someone face to face, it's really helpful to bring the question back in your conclusion. So the right time to enter a serious long-term relationship may be when, and then you can kind of bring it all together, bring the insight all together once you've discussed the cards a little bit first. So one of the questions for the following exercise will be looking at this question in particular and deciding whether we feel this was a good question or whether it could have been improved on. When we're about to carry out a tarot reading, we often have an idea of what insight the individual is looking for, so we can guide them a little bit as well to an appropriate question to ask. On the video, I've also popped in a couple of tarot spreads that I've created one of the spreads helps you to understand a card within a reading that you may be stuck with in the sense of it's causing a block. You're not quite sure what its meaning is in relation to the rest of the cards. And the next spread is called the Fix It spread, which looks at different aspects of a problem and how to solve it. The beauty of a tarot spread is that we have several one-card readings within one reading. Shows us different aspects and perspectives of a situation, and we then just need to bring each of those interpretations for each card position all together. So that was just a quick look at tarot spreads. We will now move on to some exercises which will continue to help with the understanding and the learning in relation to questions.